Okay, now we will be working workshop 9. This is the topic is panel data structure and the basics of financial analysis using financial statement data from public firms. Then here I want to be working with an online data set that I created using Economatica. I downloaded several variable from the financial statements of all the Mexican firms from 1991 to 2011. I constructed this data using all firms in the Mexican exchange market, no matter if the companies actually are included in the market index. But in total, in this time period, there are around close to 200 firms that have been active in some time periods. Right now in the market index there are only 30 like around 31 stocks in the Mexican market, but basically there are a little bit more than 100 companies listed in the Mexican market, but only 31 are included in the market index. I'm going to use this data set. I'm going to explain to you what is a panel data structure of a data set, because until now we have been working basically on time series data sets, and how I do so. Then I start with the CD and SIGMA alpha and clear. I run this one just to clear the data sets that have in memory. Then I'm gonna use the use command. I'm gonna type the file is located in this web server and in this place. Then the file is named datus q. Okay, then I'm gonna run this one and see if this is gonna be working. I can see that it's running. Okay, so it's a big data set. Then I can type edit to look at the data set, and you can see that this is a panel data structure where you can see the time period data set. We have been using time period. This is a time period variable. In this case, it's called cuarto. These are in red because these are strings, but this is in a data format of quarters. Then this is a time variable. Okay, and I have the company variable. Okay, then what you can see that for one company I have different quarters from 1992 quarter 1 to 2011 quarter 1. I have this one. Okay. This is not sorted. It's not sorted yet. I have to sort it. Before that, I'm gonna sort the data set. First, I'm gonna just drop the quarters of 1991 and quarters of 2011 because I do not have complete quarters for these years. I'm gonna be working with years from 1991 to 2010. Then I'm gonna TS set. Here is where in a panel data structure I have to TS set using two variables. One is the variable that represents every company, and the other one is the variable that represents the time. In this case I call it cuarto. And I run this one, and then instead of using only one variable as we have done before, now the panel variable is called Empresa ID, is the ID of the company, and the time variable is the quarter from quarter 1 1992 to quarter 4 2010, and the delta is only one quarter. Okay, then if I type edit, now I can see that I have sorted for every company. I have quarters from 1992 quarter 1 for one company until 2010 quarter 4. Then right after that another company's data starts. Okay, then I have it's like having different time series data sets, one over the other one. Okay, this is a panel data structure is like a combination of time series and cross-sectional data sets. Okay, I have different companies different companies, and for every company I have a time series data set, and for all of the cases I have the same variables. Okay, these variables are explained here, are basically some variables from the financial statements. Okay, then I explain them here. Okay, then every variable, this is the variable act tot is total assets, act car is current assets, and so on. There are some variables from the balance sheet, other variables from the income statements. Okay, and these are explained here. Okay, I just downloaded some of them just to do this simple exercise. Okay, then this is what I explain. Okay, then I'm gonna be using a very neat command that is called collapse. The collapse command is a very powerful command in Stata that will help me to do an aggregation calculation of the data set. For example, in this case, I have my data set is quarter by quarter, but if I want to end up in a data set not quarter by quarter but yearly by year by year, then what I have to do is be aggregating for the quarters of 1992 is considering all the values of every variable, and do, in some cases can be the sum, in some cases can be the last value, in some cases can be the average. Okay, then if you remember the nature of financial statements, the balance sheet variables, you are interested in the last value. In the balance sheet is basically a picture of the company in one period of time at the end of the period. Okay, then for all the balance sheet variables, I will be interested in the last quarter. Okay, that will be the most updated data of the company. Okay, now for the income statement variables like sales or cost of goods sold, then in this case the income statement, I will be interested in some cases in the sum. Okay, because the sales and the cost of goods sold and sales and operating expenses then will be given in an income statement as period by period, quarter by quarter. Then I gotta aggregate them. Okay, then I use the command collapse. Then here I indicate that for these variables I want the last, okay, the last quarter, and for these variable I want the sum. Okay, and for only this variable I want the mean. Then this will be a collapse and will be sorted by empresa año or year. Okay, and then what will happen is when I run this command, then from having a panel data structure quarter by company and quarters by quarter, then I will end up with a data set year by year. Okay, then my data set will be much smaller, okay, than before, and then automatically all the computations were done according to the indications I put in my collapse. For all these variables I got the last quarter. For all these variables I got the sum for all the 4 quarters, and only for this variable I use the mean, the earnings per share. This is the earnings per share. Okay, then with this command I went from a quarter data set, from a panel data structure with quarters, to a panel data structure at the year level. Okay, I'm gonna stop here.